Hey, I wanted to share with you a life hack that I figured out for Miles. This is to help to ease, I guess, some anxieties that he might be having in relation to his schedule. So he has learned by using my telephone. Okay, this is something that I highly support doing because Miles has learned so much from using the apps on my phone. Starting with the weather app, he can pull it up to see what the weather's going to be. And it really started with that because when you pull up this weather app, let me show you which one we use. Well, that's not going to work, but it's a weather app. I think it comes from weather.com. So here is, oh, there we go. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. And it's got the times, and it has what the weather's going to be, like if it's cloudy, sunny, storming. Then you've got the temperature below that. And then here's the days of the weeks. And then it has the forecast there. Okay. So that's how he began learning about the time of day, because he would look, and this was when we started the 1,000 hours outside. And so we really started utilizing this. This was how I would plan, because we started in the wintertime. And this, I would have to look at the weather to see, is it going to be warm enough to even go outside? And so we would look at that together. I would include him with that. And so he became familiar with the weather app, looking at the time and saying, okay, what time is it? What is it going to be at that time? Is it going to be sunshine? What's the temperature? And we could look at that. And so he even learned through that how warm it had to be before we could even go outside. So I had a certain degree. I can't remember now actually what that was. I guess I would just have to experience it again because that was the first year we did that. But anyway, he even started learning. When he would look and see what temperature it was, he would know that, okay, it's too cold. We can't go outside until it gets that certain temperature. And then he could scroll and look at the time and say, in the wintertime, it's colder in the morning, of course, and then it warms up as the day goes on. And so he would look through and scroll through until he got to a time, which was usually around 12, 1 o'clock, sometimes even as late as 2, till the temperature got high enough for us to go out, if it did even get high enough for us to go out. So this is really where this all started for Miles, and him learning time and associating that with what we're doing and things like that. So that would be a good starting place. And we've not really used the weather app this summer because, you can really go outside anytime in the summer. Yeah, sometimes it is too hot, but, I feel like in the wintertime, some days you just can't go out and play because it's just too cold. You can't bundle up enough to go outside. Some people may disagree, and that's fine, but for us, we did avoid some days if it didn't get up to a certain temperature. We just did not go outside because you can only bundle up so much. In my opinion, that's just how we did it. So now, after that, he just got really interested in time, and I'm sure also this is coupled with me telling him, teaching him how to wait, and teaching him, just a few, naturally we say just a few more minutes, give me 5 more minutes, or when are we leaving? We've got about 10 minutes, and then also we do a countdown. I'm going to have to plug my laptop up. So I apologize. Sorry about that. So I do a countdown with Miles when we're at places that we're having to leave that I know he, like at the park, or at the pool. I'll say, you've got 30 more minutes. Then we do a countdown. So that's also played into it. And so he's had little supports along the way to help him understand that, hey, this concept of time is pretty important for me to learn. So as we have got to this point, Anytime we have anything scheduled, whether it be a therapy or just going somewhere, and it's really picked up this summer because we're going more places. In the wintertime, we were going to therapies, of course, still, but like going outside. But this summer, it's really picked up, and he's always asking me how much longer or, what time, and I'll have to do a countdown for him. And so even if it's like something we're doing, like today is the 4th of July, we're watching fireworks, okay? And so this, I think, was really what drove it home for me to finally pull up the app store and figure out an app for Miles to help him so he's not constantly coming to me. Because when you've got fireworks that don't start until 9:45 at night and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you are going to have a child that asks you, he's usually about every 30 minutes asking me how long. So that I knew that was going to be an all-day thing, and I knew that my nerves were going to get exhausted at some point, and I didn't want to have that happen. And I thought, he needs a help. He needs a support, and there's got to be an app. And I knew there were those one countdown apps that you do, like if you're going to the beach or you're going to Disney or something. I knew those were there, but I didn't think that those would be beneficial in this case, because I really, like today, we had a couple different things going on. And
hello, Mommy.
Hold on just a minute. Let me finish this real fast.
Ellison, let Chloe go fireworks.
Really?
Yeah, that was very fun.
Are they going to see the fireworks?
Yeah, 4th of July.
Okay, that's cool. So, I forgot what I was saying. Well, okay, yes. So, that app I didn't think would be a useful tool because like today we had a couple different things that he was asking about already. One was the fireworks, and the other one was we had to go pick up Big Brother from a friend's house. And he kept asking about that too. I'm like, I need something that has because I looked on my iPhone, on the clock app, because I thought surely there's something on there. There's not. Surprisingly, I was honestly very surprised. There's nothing on there that I could use. So I pulled up the app store. This one is called Color Countdown. And this one actually has, you can add, I don't know how many, but I've got 2 on there today. And I can add more. I know that. So if you've got multiple things going on in one day, or even that week or whatever, you can add those on there, and it does a countdown for each one, and you can even name it. So that was really important because Miles can read, and I wanted it to be completely self-sustainable, where he was able to just pull it up himself, look, read it, and be able to tell how much longer. Okay, so the first one was Pick Up Carter, and I know I'm so sad that you guys can't see this. Really sad. Oh, okay, there it is. I just had to get closer. All right, so that one has already expired. And if you can see, this one says fireworks. And you can you can type in. So we're going to tap that. And there's different themes that you can use. This layout's different than the one that was for when we had to go pick Carter up. So choose whichever one that you think is going to work best for your child. I was surprised Miles was able to transition from one to the other because the layout was different, and he was able to handle that. But I would recommend keeping the same layout or finding one that works. Because like I said, I was honestly surprised he was able. This one's kind of funny looking because you've got the big 6 and then you've got like minutes and seconds. To me, I was like, oh no, I don't want that one. Then he read it and I thought, okay, well, he can say it. So I just left it. So it's got the hours and then the minutes and seconds. And it even says it. 6 hours, 10 minutes, and then you got seconds. And then it says fireworks. I know that's backwards, but there you go. So this is exactly what we needed. So I wanted to share that with you. There's what it looks like. Again, this is for the iPhone. It's called Color Countdown, and it's perfect. And sometimes I have downloaded apps for Miles, learning apps. Like I downloaded a clock app for an analog clock just recently because I thought, well, maybe because he's very keen about looking at the clock on my phone, the digital clock, and he knows how to tell time. But I thought I'm going to try the analog, and I'm like, he works very well within my phone and certain apps. And I downloaded an app that looked fun and that was geared toward kids. Sometimes, he prefers something that's not geared toward kids, like that's not really geared toward kids, but it works, and he feels like it's fluid for him because it looks like other things on my phone. He does have games on there, but I don't know. It's just tricky with him sometimes, but just figure out what works. But the analog app that I downloaded did not work. It looked too much like work for him. He could tell it was set up in a way that was designed to teach kids to learn. And Miles, his personality, he likes to, one, it can't really look like work, and two, he likes to do it in his own time, and he doesn't like the thought of thinking that he needs help. So I think that's what played into that analog app, that teaching app. So, but like for instance, there's another app. It's called the Homer app. And that app, Miles has done, at first, when we first got that app, he enjoyed it. And then it became, I think he realized that it was teaching him. And so he started avoiding it. And then it became something that I would have to schedule and say, okay, we're doing your Homer app first, and then you can do this, so that it was something that came to that. We've not done that in a while. I think I'm going to have to go back in and reconfigure his date of birth, and because you set everything up in the very beginning based on what age your child is. Of course, with Miles, I had to try to figure out what was going to be best for him. But he's really surpassed where we're at now, like where the app is and how much on the app he's progressed compared to real life. I don't think it's as challenging, and it may just be that he just needs to be challenged more on that. So I really need to look back into that, because that app is excellent. I highly recommend that app. And Onester Words, that's one that he enjoys, because really to him, he likes the characters, honestly. That's why he likes that one. He acts out the characters on that one. He likes the noises that they make because they don't talk. They don't use English language, which really, I don't really like, because they make just noises. But there is a voiceover on it that spells out words, and it actually gives definitions of words. So really the good far outweighs the bad on that app. Really the only bad thing is that those characters don't talk. They make noises, and he does mimic not only the acting of the characters as they act out the definition of each word, but he does the noises too. So sometimes in public, he will be, especially at home, but in public, sometimes I'll catch him mimicking some of those noises, and it sounds kind of funny if you hear him and you don't know what that is. And I think I would be the only one that would really know what that is when he's doing those funny noises, because that's how he stims and comforts himself sometimes, and he just enjoys it. It's something he enjoys to do, and but he also does that with spoken language. Sometimes he will memorize phrases from cartoons or movies, or things like that, and he mimics those, and he's actually even mimicked those in appropriate conversation before. So it's not something I'm going to be cutting off anytime soon. Because even on that Onster Words app, when the voiceover comes on and says one of the words is nap, N-A-P, and so it'll spell it out, and it even, you got to pull the letters to the word to spell it, to fill in the blank, and then it goes, na, in, na, 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 and so he's learning what each letter sounds like, na, and then pa, 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 pa. And it's really fun. It sounds really fun. So the audio stimulation is good for him. He likes that and he enjoys that. And then it says nap, and then it'll give the definition of that word. Nap is when you sleep during the day. I believe that one says. And it's very clear. It's very short and to the point. And so he can understand it, but he has actually, he will mimic that even. Because I've heard him say, a nap is when you sleep during the day. Even I've said that because I've heard it so many times. And sometimes if he's having a grumpy day, I'll say, you need to take a nap. And then I'll say, a nap is when you sleep during the day. And so, but I wanted to share mostly that one tool that I found today because it has already helped so much. He has been going to my phone instead of coming to me every, 30 minutes, maybe even shorter periods of time. And he will say, Mommy, how much longer till we go to the fireworks? Mommy, how much longer till we go get Carter? So that's already helped tremendously. So that's that. I hope that helps. If you have any questions about any of the other apps that we have used or that I've mentioned here in this video, I will link those down below in the comments. So be sure to check those out. And also, if you don't want to miss these tips, just subscribe to our channel. And if you click the bell button in the corner at the bottom, that will actually give you a notification that there is a new video. So don't miss that either. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great 4th of July.